Fatigue management for shift workers. If you're feeling physically or mentally weary and you're not feeling alert, you're probably fatigued. This can be the result of a lack of sleep, and a sleep debt can accumulate over time until you actually get enough of the sleep you need. So what actually causes fatigue? It can be the result of a number of factors: the body's natural rhythms, work schedules, the type of task you do, the working environment you find yourself in, and non-work related issues too. We're all different. In terms of shift work, morning people are better able to adapt to early shifts and have more trouble coping with late shifts and night work. Evening types, on the other hand, get on more easily with evening and night shifts. Which type do you think you are? When it comes to sleep, how much are you actually getting? It will vary a little from person to person, but most people need between 7 and 9 hours sleep a night. But there is a general consensus now that we don't get enough sleep. And it's more difficult to sleep as you get older because aging brings disruptions to your body clock. Most people will sleep naturally somewhere between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. in the morning, and sleeping outside these times is more difficult and tends to be more broken. In fact, some research even suggests that night shift workers get 1 to 3 hours less sleep than day shift workers do. When it comes to advice for sleeping, try getting all your sleep in a single block, and if you can, sleep undisturbed for 8 hours. Remember that fatigue can be a serious safety hazard. When you're fatigued, there's the risk of you falling asleep on the job, your reaction times are slower, you may have difficulty concentrating or remembering things, and there's a greater risk you'll be involved in a road accident. In fact, research suggests that between 10 and 40% of all road accidents involve fatigue as a main factor. Fatigue may in fact be as dangerous as alcohol. Sleep deprivation can produce similar effects to alcohol intoxication. After 17 hours awake, you may be as impaired as if you were legally too drunk to drive. Shift workers are often awake for long periods of time. And if, for example, you're a night worker coming to work after your day off, this risk is particularly relevant. Commuting to work when fatigued has its own risks. One of the most dangerous things you can do when you're fatigued is drive. You may be driving during the very times when your body most wants to sleep, and research suggests that night workers are 4 to 7 times as likely to have an accident driving home. Shift work can take a heavy toll on family life. It may mean that you feel less involved in family life or find it difficult to organise domestic chores or even arrange childcare. It can also increase the risk of divorce. Of course, there's a temptation to choose social or family activities over sleep, but this trading in sleep for leisure could be dangerous. There are quite a few work-related causes of fatigue, such as the hours of work that you do, the length and timing of shifts, the number of shifts that you do in a row, the breaks within and between shifts, the time off that you get and whether you get enough opportunity to sleep, the workload, which involves the type of task and its complexity, and the environment that you find yourself in. Noise, lighting, heat, humidity all make a difference. There are plenty of non-work related causes of fatigue too. Your home situation and your lifestyle can all have an impact. If you have a new baby, for example, other family commitments, house renovations, roadworks outside your house, noisy housemates, all of those things can make a difference. If you have cold or flu, or your partner or child is sick, if you have back pain, all of these things too make a difference. And any sleep disorders, insomnia, restless leg syndrome, sleep apnea. Additional obligations outside work can also have an impact on how fit for duty you are. So basically, it's a joint responsibility for the impact of fatigue. Work-related causes of fatigue are largely under the control of the employer, whilst non-work-related factors are controlled by the employees themselves. So both employers and employees have a responsibility for managing this fatigue. We need to be aware of the risks posed by fatigue and take steps to reduce those risks. Sleep apnea is something to consider. Have you ever experienced any of these problems on the list below? Unintentionally falling asleep during the day, general daytime sleepiness, unrefreshing sleep, fatigue or insomnia? Some other questions to consider. Do you ever wake from sleep with a choking sound or gasping for breath? Has your bed partner noticed that you snore loudly or stop breathing while you're asleep? Have you ever nodded off or fallen asleep whilst driving? Do you have a headache often when you wake up? A neck size of 17 inches or more? A body mass index or BMI of 25 or higher? High blood pressure? Or a family member who has sleep apnea? So if you've answered yes to any of these questions, it's worth going to see your GP as you may be suffering from sleep apnea. Make sure you get the sleep you need. Set your bedroom up for sleeping. Make it as dark as possible. Make sure the temperature is right. Not too hot, not too cold. Make sure you won't be disturbed. There's plenty you can do to get into some good sleeping habits. Keep a regular bedtime routine. Wind down before trying to sleep. Be careful about what you eat or drink just before bed. Don't toss and turn waiting to fall asleep. And adjust your bedtime gradually if your shift changes. Consider taking a nap because naps can supplement sleep, but they're not there to replace it. There's no substitute for a good night's sleep. A nap of 10 minutes or longer can improve your alertness, communication and mood. The value of a nap doesn't depend on the time of day. You can take a nap at any time that's suitable. However you take your nap, remember to allow 5 to 10 minutes for sleep inertia to pass once you awake from your nap. This is to avoid grogginess and to enable you to concentrate on the work that you've got ahead. Drink plenty of fluids because dehydration can slow you down and increase your feelings of sluggishness. Working in heat, air conditioning or at night can also be dehydrating. And drinking coffee, tea, soft drinks or alcohol and eating salty foods can also make you feel thirstier. Drink water wherever possible. Adults should drink at least 2 litres of fluid a day. Make smart use of caffeine. Caffeine has stimulant effects that can improve alertness and performance. It's best used if you use it strategically, only when you really need help staying awake. Some good advice is to have a coffee before your nap. Set your alarm for 20 minutes so that when you wake up you have the full benefit of the caffeine and you can concentrate. So what about drugs and alcohol? Alcohol can help you relax before bed, but it can also disrupt your sleep, so never use it as a sleeping aid. Sleeping pills are best used occasionally or just for a few days at a time. And remember that cold and flu medication can also prevent you from sleeping properly. Eating right is important to maintain your energy levels. Maintaining blood sugar levels is key to controlling the ups and downs in your energy levels. So eat low fat, high protein foods to actually increase your level of alertness. High fat foods can slow you down, and high sugar foods can cause your blood sugar to rise and fall quickly. When it comes to food, what's on the list of good and bad foods? Take a look at the list of good ones. For example, fish, low-fat dairy, porridge, lentils, fresh fruit. How many of these do you eat? On the bad foods list, you've got French fries, donuts, muffins, cornflakes even, and cakes. How many of those do you eat? Eat too many of the bad foods and you may find yourself feeling rather fatigued and unable to concentrate properly at work. Physical exercise is good for your overall health. It can help you sleep better and feel more rested. It helps relieve stress, boost your health, strengthen your immune function, and improve muscle tone and strength. Any activity that keeps your heart rate elevated for at least 20 minutes is basically a good thing. For a healthy, balanced life, use the acronym GESS. Get enough sleep, use your rest periods to actually rest, enjoy time for yourself, spend time with friends and family, and stay fit and healthy.